in high definition. From KGMB and KHNL, your source for breaking news. This is Hawaii News Now at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Asia Oliveri. Kiapi Tucker has the night off. Tonight we'll be talking about tobacco and teachers. As teenagers begin to experiment more and more with various substances, the concern for abuse is high. To counteract this, lawmakers are trying to pass a bill that will raise the tobacco age limit from 18 to 21. Those caught breaking the law will be fined $10 for the first offense, and subsequent violations would lead to a $50 fine or mandatory community service. Meghan will also join us on this matter.
Thanks, Asia. Well, according to the State Department of Health, 5,600 kids in Hawaii try smoking each year, and 90% of daily smokers begin the habit before age 19. Despite the various forms of nicotine, cigarettes, electronic cigarettes, and chewing tobacco are some of the most popular among teenagers in Hawaii. Hawaii News Now was able to get an exclusive interview with a Punahou student on the matter.
Here's a student that can give us some insight on high schoolers' tobacco use. Do you use tobacco in any form?
Yeah.
Was peer pressure a factor in you trying to use tobacco?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy chewing tobacco?
Very.
How many cans do you go through in a month?
6.
What makes chewing tobacco appealing, and why do you think tobacco is appealing to teenagers?
Just the buzz, and it's like baseball tradition. So like everyone else does it, so it seems like you can too.
Do you think there are any health-related problems related to chewing tobacco?
It gets you cancer.
Do you ever think about the consequences of tobacco and chewing tobacco?
No.
Could you stop chewing tobacco if you wanted to?
No.
Why not?
I'm so addicted. I need to do it so often.
Will the change in age limit affect your ability to obtain tobacco products?
Hell no.
Will the change in age limit for tobacco use affect how often you use it?
No.
Not at all?
No.
This is Kevin Yoshimoto for Hawaii News Now, Hawaii's news leader. Smoking prevalence would fall an estimated 12% if the minimum smoking age was raised to 21, according to the report by the Institute of Medicine, which is part of the National Academy of Sciences. According to the facts published by the Hawaii Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, 10% of high school students smoke, and there are approximately 1,000 kids under the age of 19 who become daily smokers annually. In Hawaii, 1,400 adults die every year from smoking, and it is estimated that 21,000 Hawaiian kids under the 18 today will die prematurely from tobacco use. House Health Chair Dela Belati pointed at statistics from the U.S. Surgeon General's office showing 95% of all adult smokers start smoking before age 21, and 3 out of the 4 teenage smokers continue to smoke into adulthood. Follow me as we introduce a specialist on the matter.
What are the effects of tobacco use?
Okay, so there are deleterious effects. That means bad effects, and those are more long-term, like lung cancer, emphysema, just shortness of breath. You're going to have a little bit higher heart rate. So those are deleterious or negative long-term effects. There are immediate effects of cigarette smoking, which people report that you tend to be more alert, or you tend to increase your metabolic rate slightly. So there's that. And then of course, if you're addicted to nicotine, there would be that satisfaction that you're getting the nicotine. So those are some of the effects. I'm not sure whether you wanted short or long term, but
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's both. And then, is there any safe tobacco products that you know of?
So my understanding is that these new e-cigarettes are a little bit safer in that they are giving you nicotine without giving you tobacco. And tobacco has some byproducts in it that have been proven to give you lung cancer. So the e-cigarettes being more of a pure, maybe if you might call it that, nicotine, then they might not be as related to lung cancer, but the jury's out. I don't think they've done enough collection of data on that. But as far as it being addictive, very addictive.
Okay, so you may have heard that they're increasing the tobacco age in Hawaii from 18 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about the age increase?
Yeah, I think it could be a deterrent whenever there's a little bit harder to get a hold of something, that there's somewhat of a deterrent. But I guess I feel that the biggest deterrent is education, is people understanding that an addiction is not easy to break, and it's not something that you'll want to have in the long run. And I think for youth, probably the biggest reason to not smoke cigarettes is how it will affect your health immediately and your ability to do physical activity. You're immediately going to be a worse athlete, for sure.
And last question, do you think the age increase will inhibit teenagers from using tobacco?
Yeah, I think that from what I've read, the age there have been less kids smoking even without the age increase, again because of education. But I think that the age increase does help to some extent. Again, just the inability to get a hold of it would be somewhat of a deterrent, but not that much.
Thank you.
The bill is controversial with the public, and people are upset with the government overstepping their boundaries. Anyone caught selling tobacco products or electronic smoking devices to persons under 21 years of age would face a fine of $500 for the first offense. Subsequent offenses would be subject to fines of $500 to $2,000. Lawmakers are also considering proposals to prohibit smoking at state hospital facilities and ban tobacco products in state parks. Another bill, House Bill 940, would ban people from smoking e-cigarettes wherever traditional smoking is banned, which was signed into law a couple of weeks ago by the governor. Now back to you, Asia.
Thanks, Megan. Now on to Zach with the weather report. How does it look today, Zach?
From Hawaii's severe weather team, this is Hawaii Weather Now with Guy Hagi.
Thanks, Asia. Let's have a look now at the quad radar. As you can see on the lower southeastern islands of the chain, such as Hawaii and Maui, we have low precipitation. As you can see, there is no green patches on our radar. However, for the northwestern islands of Oahu and Kauai, there are incoming patches of rain as well as precipitation happening right now. We project 4 more inches of rain tonight.
Here is your extended weather forecast. Stay tuned for more news on Hawaii News Now.
This is Hawaii News Now at 5.
Now it's normal for people to come and go in our lives, including teachers. However, this year, an unusual amount of teachers have been known to depart the academy. According to a study done by the Huffington Post, the main reason most teachers leave is because they are dissatisfied with the school or location they are at. Pay is also a large factor in a teacher's decision to leave. The starting teacher salary in the United States is $35,672. Kevin reports with an exclusive interview.
What made you come to Punahou?
So I went to graduate school at the University of Arizona, and when I was there I met Tim Dyke, and he told me about Punahou and told me that if I was interested in teaching I should apply for a mentoring program that they offer here. And I waited a year because I was teaching at a community college and applied for the program and came out here, and he was my mentor.
How long have you been at Punahou?
This is my 3rd year.
Why are you leaving us?
I'm leaving because I got a job in Seattle and I wanted to be back on the mainland, a little bit closer to my family and to Mr. Stocks.
If you had to describe your Punahou experience in 3 words, what would it be?
I think I would say learning, growth, and relationships. And for me, I learned a lot as a teacher. I hadn't taught high school before, and that made me grow a lot as a teacher, but also as an individual. Got to know kids better, got to know how to manage a classroom better, how to teach English, in a better way. And then I think the last thing that I said, oh no, I can't even remember. I said learning, growth, what was it? Relationships, yeah. I had taught college before, and I felt like I had good relationships with my college students, but I think with high school students, I was able to form a better bond and actually become closer to the students that I taught.
Hello, this is Asia Oliver reporting live on the matter. Here we have Mr. Dyke, an English teacher local at Punahou School. And have there been any other occasions besides this year where a large number of teachers left?
I mean, honestly, it feels like there have been. I know some people think, oh my gosh, so many teachers are leaving, but I think in Punahou there's always a combination of people who've been here a long time and people who are come in and stay for a couple of years and then go. So it didn't seem that remarkable to me, but maybe it is when I think about it, yeah.
When do you believe was the last time this happened?
Well, I know that, I mean, I've been here a long time, and somewhere in the 90s, there was like an early retirement incentive, so a lot of teachers, I think what happens a lot of times is demographics affect who leaves, so if teachers have been here of a certain age range and then they reach retirement age, then they leave. And a few years ago there was a lot of teachers retired at the same time, and so a lot of new ones were hired. I think this is a combination of that and maybe also like younger teachers who come for a couple of years and then realize they want to start families near their parents or something, and so they move back to the continent. I feel like it's mainly a healthy thing, you know, there's like new blood coming in and new ideas, and then there's also, you know, a strong core of people who've been here a while.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have today. Join us next time for more breaking news every day on Hawaii News Now. Ahui ho and mahalo.